It's a funny story. When the first day I walked inside the boxing gym, there was a bully that was picking on me, and he was a bully from school, and he was a boxer. So right when I walked inside the gym, he started acting tough in front of me and my pops, and was like, "Oh, you think you're tough now? You want to be a boxer? Well, let's spar." And I had no idea what sparring was. I was just trying to act tough in front of my dad. So I was like, "Yeah, I'll spar you. Give me a week." And he was like, "All right." And then he was all laughing, giggling with his friends. And I told my dad, "Hey dad, what's sparring? And he was like, "Joseph, sparring is when you have to go in the ring with him and fight him. So you're gonna have to do that in a week." My heart dropped and I was scared. And I told him, "You know what, Dad, I don't want to go back to the gym because I know I'm gonna get my butt kicked." And he was like, "You know what, Joseph, you're gonna have to bite down and fight this bully. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you out." During the whole week, me and my father were practicing, and one of the main things that my father was telling me to do was to throw a lot of body shots, because I was a little small, chubby kid back in the day, so I was a little chubby, and so I knew I had more weight than my opponent. So he was like, "Joseph, if you throw a lot of body shots on him in the get-go, he's gonna get tired and he's gonna start getting fatigued, and then that's when you throw shots on top." So during the whole week, I was throwing body shots and we were practicing techniques. My dad was looking up YouTube videos and reading books and stuff. And the week passed, and we ended up meeting up with the bully. He ended up putting on his cup, took off his shirt. He had a six-pack. He was all shredded. My father tried to embarrass me. He made me take off my shirt. I was all fat. I had a whole bunch of cottage cheese on the sides and everything, man. It was horrible, but at the end of the day, I knew I had to do it. We ended up sparring. The first round, he was a little faster than me, but I stuck to the game plan. I was throwing a lot of body shots. I seen that he was getting tired. So the next round, that's when I started throwing more body shots, and he started bundling up, and I started hitting him on top, and I made him bleed and I made him cry. And ever since then, I just fell in love with the sport. After that, he told all the other bullies that were picking me on at school that I'm a pretty good fighter, and we all became friends after that. So it took me 1 week to stop getting bullied.
That is an epic.
You know what, when I show up to London, the first thing that comes to my mind is like, man, am I really here? Like, is this really happening? Because throughout the whole training camp, first going to London, it was very hard because we're building fundraisers and having like little charity events for all my family. They could go out there and support me as well. So while I was doing all that, I still had to go to Colorado Springs and have a training camp as well, a 2-month training camp. So during that whole preparation time for the Olympics, it was very hectic. And once I was finally there, and once my parents and my sisters all made it to the Olympics and to London with me, I was like, man, I was very happy and I was anxious. I was like, man, it's finally here. This is actually happening. Once I walked inside the Olympic Village, it's nothing but elite athletes. You could just tell by their demeanor that they're just very focused and very determined and hungry to get the gold medal. Nobody's fooling around, nobody's laughing or giggling, everybody has a straight face, just all strict business. And I mean, just being around that atmosphere, it was very good learning experience for me, and it taught me a lot of things.
You never know what you're capable of until you shed the natural fear that accompanies new experiences. The greatest masterpieces are a culmination of patience, sacrifice, and knowledge, painted with the brush of inner courage. And for the fighter, the brush for his masterpiece lays under the hand wraps.
Absolutely. I mean, my mom and my dad and my sisters, they sacrificed a lot for me, and that's what keeps me motivated inside the gym. I just constantly want to train hard, and that's what I think about whenever I'm starting to get tired and fatigued. I'm always thinking about my family, like, okay, if I do end up losing this fight, I'm not going to be successful. I'm not going to be able to provide for my family. I need to win this fight, and that's what keeps me very motivated and very energized, and it gives me that drive to keep on pushing forward, because I know at the end of the day, I want to be able to help my parents out and make sure that they're not struggling at all, and I want to help all my sisters for all the support that they did for me, all the sacrifice that they did for me, and just for them being there, because me and my family, we have a very close family. We're all very, very close. We always all keep in touch. We always all hang out. So I want to make sure that I provide for them, and I give them, you know, a gift and appreciation, and show them appreciation by showing them that I'm becoming successful, and I could become the person that they always thought I was.